it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets, and I'm here with another Sketch Sunday video. So the inspiration for the sketch today comes from my favorite things. It's their sketch number 205, and I'll show it to you. This is what it looks like. And I'm making a 5x7 card for one of my friends for her birthday. So I used the Mixables stencil. I'm not sure which one. I think it's Stargaze, from my favorite things. So use this to create a background. I also used a circle die from Nestabilities. I have a white 5x7 card base. I used a 1/4 inch hole punch, and I'll show you what to do with that. I used 2 dies from Simon Says Stamp, the ones that say happy birthday, and the ones birthday balloon. I used Distress inks in the colors Worn Lipstick, Tattered Rose, and Picked Raspberry. And I used a bunch of markers, Pro markers mainly, and then some Studio G markers. So I'll go over that as I go along. And last thing I'm going to be using is some stickles. So the first thing that I did was I got my 5x7 card base, and I got the frame. So I wanted to do this pink. So I cut 1/8 of an inch smaller piece than the 5x7 card base. So you'll notice that I had a couple of cutouts in here, and I'll show you why. The next thing that I did was ink up the background. So the Stargazer stencil is 6x6. So I put it on and did as much of the card as I could, and I went from lightest to darkest. So I started with Tattered Rose, then I went to Worn Lipstick, then Picked Raspberry. So I did the first 2 colors, and then I just kind of moved the stencil down and then continued the pattern. So that's how I created the front. If you noticed, the card had a circle, so I decided to do a circle cutout, and I cut a 3x3 square piece of white cardstock, and I stamped a stamp on it from the Pure Innocence line called Birthday Princess. So I actually took the girl and stamped pretty much all of her except for the bottom of her legs and her shoes. So I stamped her onto that cardstock. I actually traced the circle first and then stamped her on and colored her in with some Pro markers. And then if you notice, her dress is blank. What I did was I stamped her again on a piece of white and pink polka dot paper, cut it out, and then used a black Studio G marker to go around the edges to kind of finish it off in case there was anywhere that I got, the camera. I went around the edges with it just to make sure that it looks good and solid around the edges, because I don't cut perfectly. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the dress down. Using my Zig 2A glue pen, which I love for doing things like this. I love doing paper piecing, and I love using my Zig 2A pen. So there's her dress. So the only thing left to do is the crown, and we'll fill that in later. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the letters out of the die. Pretty intricate, so there are a lot of pieces that stay in there still, so you just want to try to make sure you poke them all out. And there's also a little dot over the eye that I'm going to try to get out of this die. It's not always the easiest. So it's going to say Happy Birthday Princess. I think she'll get a kick out of that. So when I went to visit her the one time and we went to some wineries and then Disneyland, we had a sign for the car that said Princess is on board, or Drama Queen on board, something like that. So I think she'll appreciate this. Okay, so that's done. I don't want to take the little dot out above the eye yet, just so that I don't lose it. And the next thing I did was I took, I think this is the smallest balloon in the birthday set from Simon Says Stamp, and it's balloons, Simon Says Stamp die 111338. So use this one, the very small one over here, which looks like this. And I cut it out of pink cardstock, and it's the same pink cardstock that was going to line this. The reason that I did it was to save paper. I didn't feel like taking a whole nother piece of paper out just to do that. And you're not going to see this, the back of this, because it's going to be glued down to the card front. So to save paper, I did that. So I decided that the balloon was a little bit plain looking, and then with her dress being polka dot, I thought that I could put a couple of dots, and that's what I used my hole punch for. So, I don't know, I'm just going to line a couple up on the balloon and see if polka dots look okay. So I didn't really have a plan for this. I wanted to do some kind of pattern on the background. Try to make it look a little bit more random and maybe have some of them like hanging off of the balloon. Looks like it needs another one. Maybe one up there. There we go. So this is just some white cardstock that I had. That I just punched some holes in. My niece was over here today and we were making Christmas cards and her Christmas presents for her mom and her mom, her dad, and her grandparents. So I have a bunch of scrap pieces of paper lying around from the project, so I figured I'd use that. These nails get in the way. This isn't exactly how I had it last time. Get this piece off. Put a little piece down here. So that's going to take the place of the little heart that's on the side of the window. So that's going to go here. Like that. And then I'll just draw a line down for the string. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to glue the pieces together. I'm going to put this on first. I'm just going to go around the edges of the circle so that the paper will get glued down to it. Not sure that's how it looks right now. Then I'm going to use my ATG gun to apply the tape to put this down onto the pink layer. Then I'm going to take the balloon and put the balloon on there. Use the Zig 2-way pen. to put the happy birthday princess on. And the princess is just a little stamp. So I have some Memento Tuxedo black ink. And just a small clear block. Just to give it a little bit of pop, I'm going to do the princess in black. Because there's a lot of pink, and this will just give it, make it stand out just a little bit. Okay. Stamp that in the Tuxedo black ink Memento. Now these dies are so intricate and so delicate. I kind of just run my two-way glue pen over it, just kind of making dots, because it's hard to get glue on the back of this. It's hard to aim. Hoping that it all gets on there. In hindsight, I probably should have done this in black as well, so that it stands out a little bit more. And I have glue all over my fingers. Let me see if I can get that little dot out of the eye, so I can glue that on. It's so tiny. I know this is very riveting footage. So, okay. So this is done. The only thing that I have to do is draw on the string for the balloon. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ATG gun to put the card onto the base and make sure that it's on the proper way. It wouldn't be the first time I've actually put the card on the card base the incorrect way. It's always great when you've done all that work and then you do something silly like that. Okay, so the last two steps that I want to do before I draw the balloon string on, I actually want to use some glitter glue and highlight these polka dots just to give it a little bit of shine and some glitter. Okay, and then I want to use, that was Studio G glitter glue, and then these are some goldenrod stickles. I haven't used these in a while, so I'm going to make sure first that, okay, that it's going to come out and not a lot of air. Just trying to follow the outline and color it in, and I don't want it too thick, so then it'll take forever to dry. I want to get this out to her because her birthday was last week, and I just hadn't gotten a chance to make a card, and I felt terrible. Got her some cute things for her birthday. She's a crafter as well. Just kind of make it go off to the side. The little bow. Okay. I know I don't love that, but what's done is done. So there's the card. Glitter glue and all. I will put a message on the inside and then send it off to her. So that's the Sketch Sunday for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know that it was a really, really long one, and some of it was very boring. I hope that you fast forward through the boring parts and stay till the end. I will be back soon with a couple of new projects. I am working on my Christmas cards and some custom orders, so I have to get back to doing some other things, but I definitely will come back with some more videos soon, and I will see you later. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below or send me a message, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!